Welcome to 2025 and new year and podcast season of all things cross country and track and field. I'm your host, Maren, and this is the Blue Water Running Podcast, which features the accomplishments of local high school and collegiate athletes from the Blue Water area of Michigan. Winter is upon us, and if you aren't participating in another sport, perhaps you are honing your track and field skills indoors. The Michigan Indoor Track and Field Series, known locally as MITS, kicked off at Grand Valley State University with two meets on December 7th and the weekend of December 13th and 14th. There was another West Side competition at Aquinas College, and then one on the East Side at the Lincoln Athletic Building, known as the Lab Facility, on December 14th. Two more meets followed at the Lab before Christmas, a pole vault event at the Vault Barn, and since the new year, Grand Valley has hosted again. There have been two more meets at the Lab, and then just this past Saturday on January 11th, 2025, the very first Saginaw Valley University MITS meet took place, along with one in Hillsdale. In this episode, I'll aggregate the results from the local high school indoor meets thus far into one report and sum up all of the local athletes who've competed from December 14th, 2024 to January 12th, 2025. Now, reporting on indoor track is quite tricky from a logistical standpoint. There are no school names allowed to be listed, athletes must run unattached or with a club, and they can't wear a high school jersey. Relays are also very challenging since athletes are running with people who don't even go to their school. Side note, that's a cool thing to see athletes from different schools teaming up. Therefore, it is inevitable I will miss someone's name, and in a perfect world, the MHSAA would just let indoor track be an official school sport, but until that day, I'll be continuously cross-checking names against athletic.net and doing my best. If you email or message me and let me know, I'll be sure to add anything I missed to the results articles on the website. Pictures are always welcome too, as I'm not able to get to as many meets as I'd like because, believe it or not, my children, while all cross-country and track runners, don't compete in high school indoor track. They play basketball instead. So I'm courtside most of the winter instead of trackside. So hang on for the highlights. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name or missed your results. And I always appreciate your support of the site and your willingness to share your accomplishments with Blue Water Running. We will start off with Ava Johnson of L'Anse Creuse North. She ran a 2:46 twice in the 800 meters, dropped under 6 minutes in the mile for the first time indoors at a 5:57, ran the 3200 in 13:31, and joined up with the 16 Ways Track Club teammate from Macomb Lutheran North, Samantha Whitlam, to take third in the 4x800 relay in 10:53. Samantha Whitlam has gone from a 2:38 to a 2:35 in the 800, run 5:54 in the mile, and also just recently helped her sprint medley relay to a state qualifying time of 4:33, which is well under the 4:45 that they needed. Armada's Allison Mansfield has run a handful of 28s in the 200-meter dash, went from a 68 to a 64 in the 400-meter dash, and joined her fellow Armada Tiger teammate Christina Semien to take fourth in the 4x400 at the first SVSU meet in 4:26, qualifying that relay for the state finals. Semien also dropped from a 64 to a 63 in the 400-meter dash and dipped into the high 27s in the 200, putting her within reach of a state meet qualifying time of 27.25 for the 200 and needing a 62 flat for the 400. Both Mansfield and Semien's outdoor best in the 400 was a 67, so this is a big improvement for both of them. Another Armada runner racing is Addison Noteboom, who ran the 800 in 2:46, the 1600 in 6:11 with teammate Helena Reif in 6:15, and then she also ran the 3200 in 13:36. Some noteworthy distance performances were from the Wessel sisters of MAC, which is the Macomb Athletic Club for homeschoolers, with Alana running a 5:18 in the 1600 to take fourth at SVSU and a 2:26 in the 800 to take 12th. She's now qualified for states in the 1600, and she's only 2 seconds away in the 800. So sure to see that drop in the course of this season. Her sister Faith was 16th in the 1600 with a 5:38 and ran a 2:38 in the 800. Kara Prusakevich of Dryden, who gets my prize for the best indoor track team name ever invented, Tater Trots, love it, ran the 1600 in 6:04 and the 800 in 2:45. Her teammate from Dryden, Kayla Fitchett, ran the gauntlet of sprint events from the 60-meter dash in 8.9 to the 800-meter dash in 2:53. For the Breen Track Club, New Haven's Emma Raymer was 31st in 2:35 in the 800 and joined her club's 4x4 relay to take 6th in 4:38. Alicia Goodlock of Anchor Bay has high jumped 4 times so far this winter. She's won a lab meet and then hit her season's best of 5.2 by taking 3rd at SVSU on Saturday. Kira Taube of Yale, she's competing for the Michigan Racers Club. She already had jumped 5.6 at her first meet of the season. So both of these ladies are easily over the state qualifier 5 feet. Taube also put her jumping skills into the long jump pit, where she took 2nd place with a jump of 17 feet 4 inches. Now, she'd only tried long jump 2 other times in her sophomore year and jumped about 13 feet. So this jump on Saturday was huge. It was almost 2 feet past the state meet qualifier and currently ranks her 4th in Michigan. And the leading jump right now is currently at 17.11. So if you think about, this is her 3rd jump ever in a competition, and that's a 4-foot improvement. And now she's 3rd in the state, 4th in the state. That's incredible. She's also atop the list in the high jump at number 1 by 4 full inches. The next closest jump right now is a 5.2. Tavi is also qualified in her club sprint medley relay in 4:27, and she's clocked in at 65 for 2 400-meter dashes. And then sprinter Kayla Faust of Port Huron Northern, who also competes for the Michigan Racers, has run an 8.6 in the 60, a 28.6 in the 200, and a 46.9 in the 300. At the Vault Barn on December 21st, 6th place in that competition was claimed by none other than Chase Batani of Walmart in 13 feet, exactly what he needed to qualify for state competition. And then Kieran Whitlam of Macomb Lutheran North took 10th with 12 feet. Batani has vaulted 3 other comps, mostly of them in the 12s and 13s, and then he also ran the 60-meter dash at the first SVSU MITS meet to take 20th in 7.35, which is an indoor PR for him. Isaac Miller, who is at Macomb Lutheran North, has been all over in the sprints, competing in everything from the 60 to the 400. He ran his PR in the 60 at 7.54, just needs a 7.35 for that state AQ. He also set an indoor PR in the 200 at 23.97, pretty close to the 23.25, which he needs to get to the state meet in that event. His outdoor PR is actually 23.05, so that's pretty close. And then his teammate, Nino Biondo, has set PRs in the 1600. He ran a 5:03, which crushed his outdoor best in that event by 16 seconds. And he also did the same in the 800, dropping from a 2:25 outdoors to a 2:14 indoors. Another teammate from the Macomb Lutheran North Mustang running distance crew is Josh Macri. He's going from a season opener of 2:09 in the 800 to a 2:02.39 this past weekend, which is faster than his outdoor PR as well. And he needs a 2:02 flat to qualify for the indoor state finals. He did the same in the 1600, going from 4:44 to 4:33 versus his 4:38 best from the outdoor season. He's 3 seconds away from making the state meet, so he's got a few chances left in that event to hit it. And then he also dipped his toes into the 3200, which he had not run outdoors before, by winning the lab meet on December 21st in 10:10. He teamed up with Biondo and a third MLN Mustang, Vasilios Kirchhoff, and a 16 Ways Foundation teammate, Nicholas Milosavlevsky. Sorry, Nick, if I messed that up, of Macomb, Dakota. And together they won the January 4th lab meet, the 4x800 relay, in 8:51. Kirchhoff has qualified for indoor states with his 4x4 team of Nicholas, Brandon Zemer of Anchor Bay, Mario Carducci of Chippewa Valley. They ran a time of 3:43 to dip under that AQ of 3:45. Now, I think this is a great example of how distance runners can often translate into strong 400-meter runners, as Zemer ran cross country for Anchor Bay and has been racing the 800. He did that in a 2:13, the 1600 in a 5:03, which is his PR. And then Carducci's doing the 60 hurdles with a 9.32 PR and the mile in 5:03. So there's some definite speed distance skill combo going on there. Cameron Gramzow of Anchor Bay has had several big throws in the disc for his club team, Kaizen throws. He was third in the discus with a toss of 143 feet, 9 inches at the Lab Holiday Invite, and already threw his PR of 143.10 prior to that at the first lab meet to take fourth. Discus qualification for the state meet indoors is based on the top 20 qualifiers versus a specific distance, but he's currently ranked second in the state behind the leading throw at 151, so we'll keep an eye out on how that plays out. He also threw the shot at 42 feet, 4 inches, which is a PR. His previous outdoor best was 40 feet, 5.5 inches, so well over that. And then another thrower from Anchor Bay, Nathan Ring, competes for the same club, Kaizen Throws, and he threw 33.6 for the shot and 102.2 for the discus. Jonah Konartz is also an Anchor Bay tar. He has been consistently racing the 60-meter hurdles indoors. He has 4 top 5 places in the 60s with a PR of 8:35. He is easily under the 9.2 time qualifier that he needed. And then he's also put out some solid 400 times 2 with a PR of 53.6. Side note about Jonah, he finished third last year in a tough D1 regional in the 400 hurdles, just missing that state qualifier. And he had won most of his races in the outdoor season, including the Mac Red, Macomb County Championships, Anchor Bay Invitational. So I'm sure that he's working through this indoor season with that goal on his mind. Other athletes who competed in distance events at SVSU, Greg Vogt from Anchor Bay ran the 800 in 2:10, 1600 in 4:48. Xavier Roman, Macomb Lutheran North, 800 in 2:10, 1600 in 4:43. Ryan Jackins from Marine City, 800 in 2:26, 1600 in 5:13. Ethan Krieger, St. Clair, 800 in 2:18, 1600 in 4:53. Luke McDonnell from St. Clair, 800 in 2:25, 1600 in 5:16. Logan Romaine of Dryden, 800 in 2:24, 1600 in 5:26. Jerry Westrick from St. Clair, 800 in 2:06. And Benjamin Klein of Almont, the 800 in 2:39 and the 1600 in 5:58. There were a couple other names that have run in various meets across the area prior to or on Saturday. One is Colin Landshot from Port Huron Northern. He was in the 60-meter dash at 7.84 and a 200-meter dash at 25.65. And then Isaiah Lopez, also from PHN, competes in the high jump, and he's done 5.6 so far this season. So that's a quick wrap up on the first month of indoor competition. Again, if I missed your results, feel free to email me, message me through social media or the website contact form. I'll be sure to add it to this results wrap-up article. You can also check a schedule of indoor meets, all the event results, and all the qualifying standards for the Indoor State Championship at www.mitstrack.org. If you missed any of our podcast episodes from the previous year, be sure to check them out on the website at bluewaterrunning.org, or you can search the Blue Water Running podcast on your favorite podcasting app. Don't forget to follow Blue Water Running on social media to stay up to date on all the latest news and updates from local track and field and cross country in the Blue Water area. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube. If you'd like to partner with Blue Water Running to advertise your business and promote our local athletes, please reach out via the website or social media links.